Okay, so now we're going to talk about the YMCA and maybe some other gyms that I was a member of. Before I joined the YMCA, I was offered a lesser membership fee because of the issues that I was having. My bank account was invalid user coded. I was unemployed at the time, and I told her I wasn't living in my apartment and I just needed a place to bathe so that I could get a job and keep my job if I got a job. I still had the Wrangler, at least in the beginning of the YMCA in Alpharetta. I told her I was going to keep my things there in a locker. She said, that's fine, you use a locker. I have permission. So, as I start going to the Y, things would go missing from my locker. Stuff was in the coffee, like filler, the appetite suppressant stuff that makes your feet swell and it travels up your leg. I'm pretty sure Rohypnol or some sort of date rape drug was in the coffee, or the sugar, or the creamer, or something there that I was eating or drinking. They had a coffee pot at the front of the gym. Right. So they continually tried to overcharge me. I had to pay cash because they said my, little employee debit card didn't work. It was like a Visa or MasterCard or something, but they wouldn't take that. She looked like Laura from a girl I worked with at Shrugman's grocery store in Slaughter, Louisiana, my senior year of high school. Or her daughter. I actually interviewed at the YMCA, but they didn't hire me, which, that's fine. They didn't hire me. Let's see, overcharged me. There were a lot of men in the women's restroom, at the women's locker room. Robin Rogers was in the women's locker room. He is a man who doesn't have a vagina. He's not even hermaphrodite. He should have gone in the the men's restroom or locker room, whatever. There was a man, I don't even know who he was, who forced himself on me in the women's locker room, but no one believed me. I asked the receptionist or whatever, who is a Black Panther, who obviously was copying me. She had silver hair, black, an African American lady, to report my things stolen from my locker. She didn't, obviously. Right. I got a note on my locker saying we're not allowed to keep things overnight and to please take them out when there were other lockers overnight in the locker room. No one else got a note. It was taped to the outside of my locker. And then there was at least one night I was in my car drugged. That was where I was drugged and pulled out of my car, put on a stretcher. I think there was a sheet over my head or something, but my legs were like the little OBGYN visit propped up. Guitar was there, and it looked like that wasn't even the night. Another night, I walked to the gym in the middle of the night. I was having trouble sleeping, obviously. So, and I walk out, they're filming a porno in the parking lot of the YMCA. Another night, it looked like people were dressed like the, I forgot the name of the group that sang that song, YMCA. In the YMCA, filming a porno version of that song. So when I walked in on the porno, Guitar was there trying to have sex with Robin, who doesn't have a vagina or a penis because he is a predator. He had it removed because he was a rapist. So Guitar goes to the back fence area and calls me a whore in the meantime. And I'm looking around going, are y'all filming a porno? See, I'm not a prostitute, Rob. It kind of looks like you're a prostitute now. And do you realize you're trying to have sex with a man who doesn't have a vagina and looks like a woman? How does that work exactly for a porno? I don't know. Not a whore. Not a prostitute. Sure as hell, not a porn star. So continually harassing me. The Black Panther at the front desk. I really don't like her. There was a nice lady at the Y, obviously Muslim or Islamic. I called her a nice lady at the Y. I don't even know her name. I get a letter. No, I'm sorry. Like 5 fully uniformed police officers. 5. Comes to escort me out of the YMCA. For no reason at all. I guess for not getting my things out of the locker when everyone else has their things in the locker. And I had permission before I joined the YMCA. So I get what I can and I leave. Except the guy who says he's like, what did he say? Director over Alpharetta or something? The Alpharetta YMCA? I think there's only one YMCA in Alpharetta. You probably don't need a director over. Anyway, he hands me this letter, and I start to read it, and it says, due to our concern for the something like emotional well-being of our members. After I told him the other man in front of him forced himself on me in the women's locker room. He hands me this letter, and he says, I don't know. I didn't even read it. I said, I gave it right back to him because I don't need your letter. I won't be back. Expectation of Christian atmosphere. Robbed, assaulted, harassed, drugged. In the parking lot. They were making pornos in the YMCA at night. Let's see, I think that's it. I think it's really up for the Y. Yep. So, obviously it doesn't matter if you have permission. Obviously it doesn't matter if, I don't know, the whores, prostitutes were there, sexual predators were there, Black Panthers were there. That was the day, one day I left after I sang a song to this Black Panther who harassed me again. I said, well, you got the Black Panthers watching the Y, you got the U.S. Marshals guarding the whores. What's next? I don't know.